it into the lineups because of like how the matchup between Sans and Sunset Lover could potentially look like. Because if Sunset Lover has been only on the Farsas so far, and Kadita and Sans is known to bring out these picks similar to the Kadita, which we also saw earlier today, then that might be something they have to carefully consider. Because pick-off burst type lineups aren't new to ONIC, but it's not working for Team Spirit. So where do they bring in the change, and what change exactly should they do?
All right, let's start a war. A fandom war.
Wow.
Between ONIC and Team Spirit. Go to your chat right now. It's a different question this time. Who will get first blood?
Yeah, I think this one, as much as Sonics are going to go with their blind belief on the 168, I think it's anybody's game when it comes down to first blood. If it's wins, I get it. I totally understand. But first blood is dangerous. Somebody could make a mistake. There could be a cheese rotation as well. A level 2 gank by EXP. Too many factors.
Yeah.
And we've seen a bit too many of those mistakes happen in the mid, less than a minute into the game.
That's so true. Oh, wait, Team Spirit fans just woke up. They're catching up. They're catching up to push this to maybe 50-50.
It was a time zone difference.
Yeah.
That's why I think, okay. So it wasn't all completely ONIC-sided, although it was heavily counted towards ONIC. Remember, every time we have that little poll bar show up in the bottom, that means that is live results. So chat and comment the name that you want to support as we head on to Expanding Rivers.
Ooh.
Faster rotations, and meaning that we could see a little bit more fighters here, especially in the gold lane, or similar to what ONIC pulled out with the Leomord for Kyrie, heroes such as that.
It also really rewards the side laners. Maybe this might not just be about the mid trio as well. Maybe for the first 2 minutes, but then we'll see the side laners afterwards. We go straight into the draft. ONIC is going to be taking blue side, Team Spirit on red.
Play the hero.
Your team
I will be the truth
Okay,
this world
Yuzhong taken out
desperately
here.
needs.
Interestingly, no jungle bans just yet from either of these two teams. So I think the likes of the Lancelot Hayabusa trades will be available, and that might be something we expect because both of these junglers are very prominent when it comes to the assassins. But
Are Team Spirit willing to open up the Fanny? ONIC are.
That's what I'm thinking about, right? Because I feel like both Kyrie and as well as One Shot have very similar assassin style pulls. They both play Fredrin as well. They both play Boxia. Like a lot of them match.
So maybe that's why they're just opening it up, because they realize sometimes the best way to activate your jungler is not by picking the best jungler, it's by picking the best picks that go along
but the
with your best
Kalea
jungler.
is still there.
Yeah.
And Grok.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So I think Spirit are willing to play that trade. It's like whatever we end up with, we're gonna be fine with. Whether it's the Grok, whether it's the Kalea, they're happy. So it's the Kalea for ONIC.
Why are you smashing your table?
It's because they're on blue side that they have to do this. It's really, there's nothing much ONIC can really do, especially with the corner they kind of put themselves in when it comes down to these opening picks. There's still a lot of mid laners that haven't been touched, Varsa in particular, but I think that's going to be a predeterminer now that we see Yuzong's out of the question, Yeeb's out of the question. Both sides are egging each other on to say, I dare you, pick up that Varsa while our jungle is still up in the air.
I think because you already see the Kalea and the risk of the Kadita, I don't think Sunset Lover should play Farsa in this game.
Yeah.
Definitely. Up against a team like ONIC, it'll be way too risky. So what? Choke Ranger Prio. The choke could have come in a little bit later. The Granger... Okay, they didn't want to play the carry. They banned the Claw. They go for the Granger. Do they just want Hiko to have something safe? And a little bit range?
I guess. Okay, so now that Granger has been nerfed, we're leaning more into Granger must snowball, which means mid trio must help gold lane, right? That's the signal we're getting here.
It feels a bit too safe for Team Spirit. It's as if they just want the stable or the goal lane to at least be stable, not guaranteed, not a guaranteed advantage whatsoever.
So smart. So smart. Comfort picks across the board. Lancelot, the famous Lancelot player. And Lupe getting his hands on a Lapu. Both of which very good, strong, comfortable heroes for ONIC. Are they doing a mental reset game? Is that what? Because this is what it looks like from the side of ONIC.
Yeah, definitely. With picks like these, you can either have a really great early game where you just end up taking control and you snowball your opponent down, or even if it's a very neck and neck, it's a lineup that
transitions well into the latter portions of the game as long as their gold laner is fine. It's versatile, you know how it wants to play, and it's not that difficult to pull off. In terms of the big picture of it all, I'm not saying that Lancelot is easy, guys. It's just, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we totally get it. Esme gonna be the pick here for the side of Team Spirit. It's this. I'm less critical about the Granger. The Granger could have been switched out for anything else, but the Granger is pretty decent pairing with Cho because at least you can kind of like hand over those assists over to the Granger. But I feel like Claude should have probably been the play.
Yeah.
It was banned out by them, though.
Yeah, that's also true. Or, I mean, they could have gone, oh, no. Never mind. Moskov is too risky. Carry is just, you're forcing yourself in a corner then.
Yeah. Like, see, none of them want to... I mean, they already showed their Granger, so they can start banning out a lot
Really?
more damage. They took out the Lunox. What else are they going to take out?
Oh, might they want to... no.
Skylar's best pick.
Maybe they want to take out the Farsa themselves.
Yeah,
too.
you Farsa, you ban out the Oh wait, no, but both sides play the Kadita, which is really annoying. Either way, like I feel like you might have to devolve down. Oh.
I know
Oh.
it takes a lot of time now, but what if ONIC just run it back with an Irithel to face the Granger?
Right?
Ah.
That's what I'm thinking about. Especially with the carry ban as well, which is a bit a little interesting. And even from ONIC side, they get rid of the Guinevere, which is a really good idea. Now TS needs to really predetermine. We don't have a hard engager or a raw util jungle. We're going to have to lean more into either assassins or util, no overlapping in between.
Yeah, but then the damage, you'd need a bit more. You don't know what Skylar is gonna use.
Which is why at this point for Team Spirit, the Fanny's still open for them.
But the... Oh, yeah.
Wherever they want to go red for, maybe that's why they picked up the Cho early.
I think
ONIC are signaling that we're willing to allow you to play the Fanny.
I think they're gonna go. They're thinking about Kimmy as an option. I also think that they might actually get Skylar on his signature pick in an Irithel. Irithel, Purify, and you should be good. Now the question is whether it's Novaria, Lilia, or even just doubling down on this Farsa just to have that raw damage.
Yeah, between these two, I think the Farsa is definitely more playable on the side of ONIC.
At least you have like the Esmeralda by your side. Hopefully can deal somehow with the Lapu. Not win, because we've seen how the Lapu is just capable of matching the Esmeralda nowadays. So there they go for the Farsa instead, just to ensure that the damage is there. The Granger Farsa too, tested and proven, will be somewhat a better route to limit the options here for Skylar. But you did mention the Irithel, and I don't see any reason for him to not go for it, unless...
I mean, he can also go for, like, you know, the traditional Harith.
Harith, yeah. You don't have to worry about the Fulvius anymore. I would be okay, like... Harith should be fine. Got it with the Harith together, a lot of magic damage. You play for pick off. You play around the Kalea, you have good healing as well. There's no healing on the opposing team. You have a lot of sustain. Oh, Bruno into the Farce is very brave.
Okay, sure.
They're gonna go for something like an Angela in mid? No way.
No, I don't think so. It wouldn't make any sense if they did. Because then you're really doubling down and hoping that Kyrie gets to do whatever he wants. There we go, the Kadita as expected. So that's two ways they can stop the Feathered Airstrike.
Which is Fanny. Let's get the Fanny, bro.
I feel like they have so much faith in Skylar, like an ungodly amount of faith that he'll be completely fine. Like nothing could ever go bad to Skylar.
What else if not the Fanny? The Nolan was used previously. The Leomord.
Of course. Dang, this is really strange to look at because both compositions have very similar styles on how they want to attack each other with vastly different cooldowns.
It should be a very interesting one. ONIC or Team Spirit, bring it home. Which lineup interests you more?
I have not been liking what the Leomord's been bringing to the table so far.
Really?
So for like at least, especially when ONIC did it.
No,
like so. Or maybe I'm just a Bokadita bias, but I'm gonna go for ONIC.
I think a lot of fair arguments have been made here as we start making our way into the Land of Dawn for our third match here today. It's a big one, a best of one. It's ONIC facing off against Team Spirit. Let's see how this breaks down.
XO Hall has packed up
Wow.
with Sonics and Indonesians wanting to support, of course, the champions of MPLID and hoping that another Indonesian team will be a step closer to making it to the knockouts with one already there. Meanwhile, for Team Spirit, we're waiting to see if Hiko Mania will finally make a triumphant comeback. And how well Sao and Sunset Lover can handle the mid against Keyboy and Sans with a salvo of trades already started by the two.
And that's exactly how you want to see this game progress, especially for that mid lane. These constant trades are necessary to make sure that these supports might be a little bit slower in reaching certain areas of the map. And that could open positional advantages for ONIC ID. But for as what we've seen so far, I'm surprised that Skylar, he's played in a meta Bruno versus the Granger very often, but at the same time, is it something that they needed now? Whose call was this?
Yeah, it's interesting. Even using the fighter emblem too, which we do see commonly nowadays, but it's just so weird to see the Bruno back. Here that we're in M7 now, because in M6 it was a thing, but now it's not even paired with a Mathilda or anything like that. So it's literally all by himself.
Yeah, up against a Farsa, up against a Leomord, up against a Joe. No Purify.
Yeah, this first blood is really going to predetermine how big of a snowball the team who finds it first is going to get. Because Sawon as well, he's looking for opportunities, but he has to be careful as soon as level 4 comes through. But at least for one shot, right? He doesn't mind. We're not the ones who have to continuously engage. ONIC ID are the ones who need to find holes.
Wow, this gold lane matchup is really interesting. I know we've talked about the Granger not having such a great time in terms of the laning so far because of the adjustments, but it seems like he's managing it pretty well up against the Bruno so far. Skylar's already half HP, but now we might get to see something break out here down bottom.
Trying to check if any of the roamers are going to be able to hit level 4 before the big fight breaks out. Kid Bomba handling Ludwig very well in lane. Sao might want to get that.
No level 4s just yet for the roamers. Sao's really close though.
He's getting there, but I think they both understand. We're just gonna delay this, right? Well, jungle's at level 5.
Yeah, there it is.
Everyone's all around. Oh, there's a picture fight from Sans. He catches one shot, not even able to contest. Ludwig nearly taking him down. And there's the way of the dragon from Sao. They catch Ludwig, but will Keyboy be enough to finish off the job? Ludwig falls down first, and one shot still alive. Keyboy might be next, and Hiko, will he pick up the kill? He will.
That was a great connection between Sao and Sunset Lover to make sure they got the first kill of the game up against Ludwig, and great job by one shot to escape.
How does he live that? How is he allowed to live that for so long? And I think that it's one auto attack away. Ludwig, he had damage, literally put him at 1% and it still wasn't enough. Let's quickly go and look at the hand cam here, because again, you're expecting from Kyrie's side, he needs to be hyper vigilant when it comes down to farming at a ridiculously fast pace.
Once again, ONIC ID not getting the start that they're looking for.
Oh wait, that was actually the Tsunami Slam committed by Keyboy, but they did not expect one shot to be there.
What were they trying to achieve with that?
They were going to go for the one. They were trying to go for the explosion because Sans has his full combination up. But as soon as they saw Barbiel show up, they're like, "We're backing off here. It's not worth it."
Sans didn't even have his Petrify. Interesting take. Hiko already has a Sky Piercer.
Wow.
Team Spirit still holding the front, holding the position.
How important is it for a Granger to snowball? And he got the first, or he got a kill early on. So this changes so much in terms of the dynamics that we're about to see. And that was with Hiko already mostly winning out on the gold lane.
Can we first talk about some of these items, right? Because we're seeing more and more laners opt to say, you know what? I don't actually need these boots. These boots suck and they waste my time. So first item war axe for Luffy super early on in this game. And then we looked out the bot side. Hiko, he's already built up straight. Fury Hammer right in to the... Oh, okay. I'm rather surprised they didn't go further than that, actually.
Yeah.
Why didn't they? I mean, Sawa had a potential flicker.
ONIC were just quick to run away. Oh, now they go for the setup and the combo. Oh, but it seems like there was a bit of displacement. Sawa doesn't actually go down, but now he finally does. Ludwig picks up the kill. Kid Bomba jumping in with the falling star mode. The bravest fighter already committed as well. But who will actually secure the objective? Ludwig still fighting everyone. Skylar with the free hit. Sunset Lover tries to run away, but Skylar finishes him off. Kid Bomba 2 doesn't survive. And what can One Shot and Hiko do? They're all by themselves.
Skylar and this signature pick, Bruno. Whether it be Bruno or Irithel, give him crit, he will carry.
Sunset Lover held on to that feathered airstrike, but the members of ONIC were waiting. Ludwig still had the bravest fighter up. For Sunset Lover to go back, and now Team Spirit, even though they had a Sky Piercer on Hiko's Granger, they could not hold on long enough to chain some kills. ONIC also juggled the hits from the Death Sonata. Now we're seeing shades of the ONIC that we're more familiar with.
For sure. And Ludwig, again, he wasn't discouraged after what happened the first time trying to get Sunset Lover. The second time, even braver, but he made sure that Sawa was out of the question as he utilizes his flicker to ensure spell. So again, in terms of resource management, ONIC ID is just etching out Team Spirit ever so slightly.
Gotta be really mindful of how decisive the pickoffs are when you talk about ONIC. I think there was just a slight miscalculation earlier. I think the title strike did not allow for the full combo of the Kadita to really connect, but didn't matter. And that's the thing. If it didn't really get to, or if they weren't really able to execute it as flawlessly, yet we're still able to win the team fight, then that's a massive threat that you're talking about for Team Spirit.
Well, I think that the massive threat comes down to how many resources do they lose after? Because a lot of these fights that we're seeing right now, the most important fights end up saying, you know what, we just back away and nobody dies, right? And the fights that we are seeing people die, notice how there's very little cash conversion in the jungle, in the laning phase itself. Like, the differential isn't that big considering how grandiose these fights are so early on.
I'm trying to think here of what Team Spirit could do a little bit better, because I feel like that last engagement, it seemed like they were able to check their conditions. Ludwig had to commit the flicker to finally finish off Sawa, who initially was able to get away from the initial blasts of ONIC, and then they were moving well together as a team. They made sure that Hiko was well backed up. Barbiel they were able to use, but then there was just something about how the team fight of how ONIC fought that last big fight that made me feel like Team Spirit could have done something different. I just can't put my finger on it though, or was it just ONIC fighting that way better than Team Spirit?
I think it's just way better for whoever initiates first when they have the power spike, and that's the only condition they need to make. You hit you know you're ahead, you get your first item power spike, instantly you must punish your opponent. Yeah. If you don't do it, you're wasting momentum, and I think now, as the game will slowly get it closer towards 8 minutes, is when I think it starts evening out between Team Spirit and as well as ONIC.
Because maybe that's why Team Spirit's just so keen on looking for the fights now. And we saw that early Phantom Steed come in from One Shot prior that turtle, which maybe also contributed to how it took a bit more time for Team Spirit to set up and fight back right after ONIC attempted to go for the pickoff, because I think he got to use Barbiel again later into the fight, a bit more later into the fight.
Yeah, that was twice. So we head back into the game. I mean, I don't think there's like alarms blaring off in the Team Spirit camp. It should be good, but Sans already used the Petrify Forces, the Purify out of the Granger.
Really nice, really nice. And see, this is what I wanted to mention. Oh, Skylar, are you okay? Oh, nice flicker to make sure he doesn't get displaced. But as I was saying, right, ONIC ID at this stage of the game, they're looking to try and supercharge somebody, right? They are willing to take as many fights in the early stages because it's not a matter of whether I get the kill or not. I just need you to press your battle spell.
Yeah, you force him out. Keyboy doesn't continue that attempt, but this is a 5-man rotation towards the gold lane. They're towards the turtle. Now, we see all members of ONIC. Sao trying to look for a target. There's no bravest fighter just yet from Ludwig. Oh, he actually lands it onto Keyboy, but will the damage be enough? Hiko just going in with the free hits. They actually get to target One Shot, but still, the retribution is gonna be there. He secures the objective for Team Spirit, and now they're trying to run after the other members. Led by Kid Bomba, they actually get to reach Sans and Skillar, but they return under the turret.
Beautifully played by Kid Bomba, eating shot after shot, peeling for his team and making sure that the key initiators are taken away. That's how you deal with a composition that wants to pick you off. Make sure that their pistol either has no bullets or you take away the trigger finger.
You're watching two champions go at it. Well, now, Team Spirit, right after a big loss, again, we just said it, no alarm blaring in their camp. and they were able to fight that well. I like how Hiko was able to maximize his dashes to avoid the crowd control abilities of ONIC ID when they were going for that chase. And Team Spirit, 2,000 gold lead. This could climb up even more, considering that no first-tier towers have been broken by ONIC just yet. And One Shot now has a brute force breastplate. As we look at the win rate prediction brought to us by Realme 50 Pro 5G, 64% for Team Spirit.
And this is off of a 2K gold lead, or a 2K deficit, some may say, right? Now, Eco already with the Malefic Roar already purchased, and early feathered airstrikes being thrown out, because this is just posturing, right? Nothing really matters unless Team Spirit can almost guarantee a mid inhibitor, because once that mid inhibitor goes, this game is going to accelerate at a rapid pace. That's why Team Spirit, as you can see, moving down, holding control. They check the jungle, see, hey, there's no creeps there, we need to back off. We can't be wasting time.
Yeah, and these are really careful movements we're seeing from Team Spirit. At least they have Sao and Kid Bomba to ensure that all areas are covered and that Hiko and Sunset Lover will remain safe. And that's on top of the fact that they have Purifies by themselves. So it will be a bit more tricky for Keyboy if they really want to land these combos, because they might have to work not at the same time.
Setup so far. Look at this Lord setup. Net push down on bot side, net neutral top side. So good.
Great setup there by Kid Bomba. Ludwig now with an Oracle. Should make him a little bit more tankier to deal with, but that's even more shield he'll be getting for himself, which means Kid Bomba is happier.
Kid Bomba? Speaking of Kid Bomba, oh, now Keyboy actually goes in. He tries to look for a target. That's Sao once again, but he still has the flicker to survive. And now Kid Bomba catching two right from the back lines. Ludwig forced to flicker out, but the feathered airstrike finishes off the kill. And that's one man down for ONIC.
God damn! Kid Bomba is feeling it today. Falling Star Moon, a preemptive Falling Star Moon, might I add, that he was charging to ensure that he was able to collapse upon the backline to buy that precious couple of seconds. They tried to take out the trigger man, Sao himself. He manages to survive, and this was Team Spirit's response. ONIC ID, the only thing that they are lacking right now is the fact that Sao just isn't dying enough. He is still maintaining a good amount of income to stay relevant in this game.
The tension is razor thin here as the battle above the clouds sees Team Spirit taking the first Lord, and they will be taking the first commanding lead of this game. Team Spirit now, with the lineup that they have, playing around the Granger, the Leomore, the Farsa, Sunset Lover again on point. We put a lot of focus on him heading into this game with good reason, and he has proven why the focus was on him. Despite going up against the Kanata and everything that could give him a lot of problems, Sao and Kid Bomba have done so much to provide space for their Farsa.
And I just gotta say, we were questioning, or we were a bit surprised with the Prio, Cho, and Granger, but they're working together perfectly so far. In this game, you barely see them away from each other.
Kid Bomba said earlier they come from a region that has greatly improved with their own ideas, with their own style. If this is the flair that EECA brings to M7, I'm excited to see more of it. But ONIC, they have been in this spot before against Boostgate in day one.
That's assuming that Team Spirit is going to let them get to that late game, right? I think that Team Spirit now recognize after that mid inhibitor is gone, well, sorry, mid tier 1 is gone, they take everything else off of the Lord push. A 5.2k lead is not bad for Team Spirit, but it's one team fight away from going back to net neutral. And that's something Team Spirit doesn't want to do. Notice that Sunset Lover earlier purchased Genius Wand on top of the Glowing Wand. Sans decides to go for something else. Goes straight into the wings, Blood Wings. Now, I don't know what that second item is going to be, but it needs to be just more raw burst.
It's gonna be tricky for them now. Even when Keyboy finds a target, ONIC ID is not that safe, because now that Team Spirit's grouping up together, you saw the falling star moons come in from Kid Bomba and how unstoppable they are when they try and just run through the members of ONIC ID. So now, what is next? There is the way of the dragon once again. They target Keyboy instead, so Keyboy could start things himself, but he still gets to escape, but not for long. Kid Bomba once again jumping into the back line. Sans not even able to commit a combo. He goes down next. Kyrie fortunately dashes away, but now it's Skylar and Ludwig. They're trying to run for their lives. Sans and Keyboy were the pickoffs of Team Spirit.
That was clean. The kick from Salvo and the follow-up by Bomba.
That's exactly what they were looking for. And Bomba, at the very least, if I am not looking to engage in Peel, I will clean up the mess left after. Now that they swept them under the rug, the real question is whether or not Kyrie is able to get in position to try and steal this Lord away while Team Spirit holds down the fort.
Could be. Oh, goes in with the bravest fighter. Doesn't commit the land shaker just yet. Sunset Lover sees where he is. 4 members, there's the withered airstrike. Gets to damage Tyler just a bit. Kid Bomba jumping once again. Keyboy already low. Gets bursted down by 1 shot.
Bomba!
And Kid Bomba is not letting go of these 4 members of ONIC. And now they're completely zoned out. Look at him.
He's unstoppable. Falling Star Moon again. He knows he's too big for these boys to handle. This game is something.
This man. Earlier he was talking about how they busted a toilet in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And now they're doing this to ONIC. Team Spirit and Kid Bomba are doing this to the champions of MPLID.
Well, what did we say about Kid Bomba and him doing Kid Bomba things? This is not the Kid Bomba we saw a couple of days ago.
Yep, it really isn't. But luckily, Kid Bomba now getting the a piece of equipment. Blade armor is so important to keep himself alive here. But Skylar has also finished the Malefic gun. It's a stat check, but let's see as the Lord pushes in.
Okay. Under Falling Star Moon, but they just do all of this to zone out, but another kick from Sao! Ludwig's the target! He doesn't have enough sustain! There's the immortality for Sao, but he will still remain alive! Team Spirits gain access to the base! A flicker out from Keyboy! And now what's left? ONIC ID! It's only Sans, but not even anymore! Team Spirits secured the win!
What a game! Now that's how you dominate. Now Team Spirit comes back into form.
High above the clouds is the Dragons of the North that take the Sky Kings down in front of their home crowd. Spirit is back. Spirit have sent ONIC to the brink of elimination.
Woo! Great games. Great games all across the board. Early game domination and early game plays done by ONIC, thwarted by mid-game coming in from Team Spirit. Skylar was so close. He needed a minute more to get into that full mass capacity.
Yeah, it felt like Team Spirit had little to no downtime. But ONIC, they had to wait for these picture-perfect opportunities, especially when they were playing from behind, to go for the setups to steal those pickoffs. But none of the key players allowed them to do that. And you can't even go for options like Sabo or whatnot, because they can't finish off the kill.
They really can't. I mean, when we look at these highlights, that very final play, you can see that everybody is literally trying to run. They do not want to fight. And even in this last fight, I was hoping that Ludwig would actually try and jump Sunset Lover. Doesn't. He holds on to the ult until he dies. Bit of a mistake there, but I think he already knew there was not much he could do.
I just want to say, Salvo, bro,
Sao,
you're one of my favorite shows now.
hey, we did talk about is the pickoff approach not working anymore? Oh, okay,
But it worked.
We take it back.
The connection between Sawa, Sunset Lover, and Kid Bomba was perfect here, setting up Hiko to show a little bit more of the mania. Oh, Kid Bomba! Definitely feeling it. Team Spirit earned that win, and now we're gonna hear from them on stage with Rose at Sawa and Sunset Lover.
And there you guys have it. ONIC Indonesia unfortunately heads into the elimination bracket. And in this matchup, Team Spirit comes out on top. And with me here, we have Sao and Sunset Lover. Boys, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know this is definitely a very amazing win for you guys. Now, let's talk about this match first. Let's go with Sao. How important is this win for you, knowing that you just beat the fan favorites?
Yeah, it was so important match, but doesn't matter which opponent we have. We just need win, and doesn't matter who our opponents.
It doesn't matter the opponent as long as you guys come out on top. You know what, Sawo? I really, really like that confidence. And of course, maybe you could tell us a little bit, how did Team Spirit react when you guys actually found out that you guys will be facing ONIC ID in this match?
Я не услышал. Me?
Anybody?
Она спросила, типа, как мы отреагировали, когда узнали, что он будет нас.
Full tilt. Always we have the strongest opponent in Swiss. It doesn't matter M6, M7, M8, M9, M10. We just will have the strongest opponent, and doesn't matter who. What? Sorry.
You're just used to it at this rate.
Yes, we just like think the strongest opponent. Okay, again, top one Indonesia. What we can do? Okay, the fate.
It's fated. It's fated for Team Spirit to always have a very difficult journey in the Swiss stages. Now, Sunset Lover, this is your 6th M Series appearance alongside with Sawo. Now, how do you maintain being so consistent throughout these years and to always make sure that you're performing at the highest level?
You know, I try hard so much, and I will try hard till I will not win any big tournament, you know?
Wow, you will not stop trying until you win a big tournament. I really, really like that spirit, you know? Now, you're one win away from securing a slot in the knockout stages. But definitely, if you do win that, it will get harder. How ready is Team Spirit to head to the knockout stages if you guys win your next match?
You will see when we will see our opponents in 2-1.
Do you think that you'll be facing another difficult opponent later in the draws?
Yes, sure. Why not? Anyway, if we want to win tournament, we need to win all, you know? And that's why, even if we will face the strongest opponent, we need to win.
I love that mentality. In order to win, we have to face the strongest, because how else can we win, right? Thank you very much to Sawo and Sunset Lover. Congratulations on this amazing win. And without further ado, let us show it back to the panel to break down what happened in this incredible series.